Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've come to a Route 1 race at Tidworth Freeride. Nice beginner race. There's plenty of lines on the track and someone has just spotted this badger through the trees. So let's go get the bike, saddle up and go from there.
First run?
I've got to try it, haven't you?
But what if you hadn't thought that would have been on film. Right, there's the gap that someone shouldn't be doing. So a little late to the party. We're on our way to the top, have a couple of practice runs, see where we can make up some time and then go from there. Massive queue to start the day. Right, we're finally near the top. What are your top tips for this race, Jeffro?
Well, there's only one line you can take in most places, so just try and stay in the middle.
I just want.
Don't touch these.
Might not be there.
Oh, they can't retape it, surely.
Have they taped it up?
Are you talking about the Hawthorn line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Nah, they can't.
Flagged up around there. So.
Right. Going for run 2 with Pracky with the little shredders.
That Hawthorn is
Yeah.
the one you're talking about, yeah? I don't know. If it's
Well, we're-
closed now, then it might not be.
See. Right. Sick. Yo, 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 yo. So we've done a number of practice runs. As you can see, I've taken a cheeky little line through the woods. Unfortunately now more and more people are seeing it. First thing this morning when we looked at the track and also when we rode it, it was fully fledged, not taped off. So, you know, if it was taped off this morning, it'd be a bit different. So hopefully now they're never going to change it for the race. Let's do that cheeky one again, inside. We finished practice, we're now going to chill out for a bit. As you can see, my line choice through the bushes, it's got a few backs up, but at the end of the day it's between the tapes, so I don't think they're going to change that. So let's gear up, ready for race run and see what it brings. So we've had a bit of lunch, we're now on our way up for our first race run. The weather was meant to be pretty shocking this afternoon, but as you can see the sun's out, which is great because it's quite a slippy track, otherwise all chalk. So let's get up there, check it out. Here's the cheeky line through the trees that I started this morning. Alternatively, you can obviously gap that into the corners. Cheers, mate. There's a bit of me that wishes I kept that line a little secret for a little longer. Now on our way up to the top. Yo. On our way to start. Come on, Robert. Have it, boy, have it. At the start of the Tidworth race, pretty laid back atmosphere, no one really knows where they're going and it's all good.
Yeah, 10 seconds, man.
Oh, right, move along, buddy! So we've done first run, currently leading. It's unfortunately looking like it's going to tip down in a minute, so I'm going to go up second run and see what we can do. I've looked at a slightly higher line in the root garden, so hopefully it might set us up slightly better. Let's do it. Right, we're in a little dilemma here. Samuel's on the case and he's doing inside. I'm doing outside, which carries a bit more speed. The only downside is this one, you've got to brake a tad more to carry it up, but then he's set up nice for the exit, so we'll see second run, I guess. Go on, lad. So we're pushing up for second run. This is the latest scenario. We've got a high line and low line. The low line, you can just carry your speed, hit that berm, go up. Another lowie. What? Wow, that's a new line. Right, that's another line that I wasn't planning on. And there's the high. Queuing up for second runs. Boys are there. The weather's still hold off just a tad. Go on, Jake. Go on, lad, have it. Better just in case, eh?
4, 3.
Is that quicker? Oh, oh! What was it? 56.
First place with a time of 56.625, representing DMR and Knockoff, Ben Deacon!
Race is finished. I'm super stoked, especially with coming back from injury, to take the win here. Yes, it's not the world champs, but it's a really good fun vibe. I've actually come up here to do a run of one of the other tracks, but I've realized the other tracks are still very greasy and wouldn't be a great end to the day. We're going to go for a slow-mo run down the racetrack we've just used. I've only done 3 practice runs, if that, and 2 race runs, and we're going to have a little look at line choice. So we just go nice and steady, have a little look at line choice, so hopefully for those of you that are going to look at racing, we can obviously help you through it. Start off with out the gate into such a sort of nice flowy berm. There's no requirement to really worry about braking too much, any of that stuff. So all of this self-explanatory, one line all the way down. When you get to here, this is where it gets slightly different, so we're just going to leave the bike, have a little look at this section. First little bit of line choice, we've come off that drop. We're then greeted with a tight, horrible left-hand corner. The main line with the berm is in the middle. We've got an outside line, we've got an inside line. Back from that, you can see some guys are actually taking off here to land right on the right-hand side. The only downside is the ground isn't the grippiest. As long as you're on the outside, it's going to carry your speed. Coming through the middle, either by hopping over that bit or literally coming over the middle. The main purpose is to try and open this turn out to carry as maximum speed as possible. There's also an inside line. Some guys are coming hooning on through here, skidding round, and by far it's not slow at all, but you've just got to be a little bit more precise. I personally think the outside line's always going to be nice and safe because we've got this berm here. Next section, let's do it. Come out of the berm. Next thing you know, we are greeted with a little drop with a few different lines down here. So once again, we're just going to come to a stop, have a little look at the line. Come from that open berm, straight away got this little drop. Got a main drop here, or what a lot of guys were actually using, was this stump to go over. The main purpose of this drop is a setup for the next section. We've got an inside, we've got an outside. Straight away you're making a right hand turn, so you want to try and open this turn up as best as you can. Inside and outside, making sure we stay on the outside. This is where it gets a bit tricky because we've got a low line and we've got a high line. Advantages for both. High line, you obviously want to come in here, but you're doing a lot of braking early to stay on the high. The low line, you can come tanking on down, and then we've got this berm at the bottom that's going to catch you. It's hit or miss. They're probably very, very similar, and we won't know until we look at the edit later on, where I've done one run on that line, one run on that line. Main thing is doing all your braking nice and early to carry speed either way. Higher line, we've got loads of little routes to try and catch you out. If we look at the lower line, we've got a bit more of a berm to catch you. However, you've got to needle your way through these two trees into the next section, and as you can see, the majority of people are taking this higher line rather than the inside to obviously carry as much speed into the next section. That's the second bit of major line choice. As I said, high and low, sort of win bonuses for both. The main purpose of this is to try and keep your speed all the way through. So you want to do all your braking regardless at the top. If you want to carry a bit more speed, you want to carry at the low line to start off with, but it's going to be slower towards the exit. The higher line is going to be slower in, but certainly a lot faster out. Yo. Low line is obviously left, high line right. Just go nice and steady. The main thing is just carrying a bit more speed out of this turn, and then once again, we've got a very one-liney bit of track into the next bit where we go into some line choice. So let's check this out. In my eyes, is the biggest bit of line choice on this track. Coming into this, you can sort of see we've got a bit of a berm gap. So it probably doesn't look that big on the GoPro, but reality is the margin for error on this is quite big, where lads are coming, hauling around that berm, gapping this hole, and as you can see, you don't want to land in that. I've sort of caught the back end of Sam Marzetti's crash earlier.
First run.
I've got to try that again.
And they're obviously carrying serious amounts of speed, then hitting the berm to then go into the next section. If you may notice, first thing this morning, there wasn't any bit of tape going through those bushes. So it's obviously opened up now. Second line is all about getting on the inside. So you're obviously on the brakes a lot more rather than the outside line to carry the speed over the jump. But the advantage with this is we can literally let off the brakes, and rather than doing those S's, we can obviously cut the course. This wasn't taped, so a lot of people probably didn't look at this until after, dare I say it, I rode it, and then a few people opened up the rear's eyes, etc. So you can sort of see when we look at the exit point from this, going into a right-hander, probably going to be slightly better as we're coming into this. However, I don't think you're going to be carrying as much speed as the guys that are jumping this and then making this turn there. But as I said, that depth gap caught quite a few people out. This is the biggest bit of line choice on this track. Let's go get our bike, have a little ride through it, and then go to the next section. Right, there she is. So obviously there's the jump line there, guys, gapping that. So what we do oh, I'll tell you what, let's do the berms rather than the inside. So coming into the next section, straight away we're greeted with a small drop, a big drop. The reality is, if you're coming in with any bit of speed, the chances are it's going to be quite hard to stay on that inside with the big drop. With the bigger drop, we're naturally going to flat bottom, and then the bike's going to spend more time in the air. So we probably want to, just with the speed, get our wheels on the floor as quickly as possible so we can get on the brakes. Roll her off, yo. So you've navigated your way off the bigger drop or the smaller drop. We then come into the berms, hence why this track is called Berminator. Plenty of them, but for the race they've opened them up slightly. The main berm goes from there to there to there. You can almost just straight line over the top of it. Just do a little hop just to get yourself over this one. Once again, we'll open up the next turn. All about with these berms, just carrying that flow, carrying that speed. Some guys who were jumping off this, I believe, so you can sort of see the takeoff of that one, landing in the landing. But the only downside with that, if you just land slightly too hot, it just means that you're on the brakes and you probably won't carry as much speed around that last corner. Roll through these and then onwards. Right, and let's just start just above the drop so we carry a bit of speed. Straight line, hop, and then open these corners to carry maximum speed. And these, as you can see, it's just one line, so it's whether you roll them, ride them, all the way pretty much to the finish. There are some little cheeky lines like that. You can just miss it into the finish. Sorted. There we go, that was Berminator here at Tidworth for the Route 1 race. Hopefully it's slightly different to a normal sort of video, bit of education for you guys. If you've liked it, it'd be really sick and helpful if you give it a thumbs up. Be epic if you subscribe, and until the next one, see you guys in a bit. Oi oi!